Hey everyone, it's Stef again. Thank you so much once again for coming to my channel. In my last video, I told you guys a little bit about the different ways that you can tell the difference between a real Peruvian banknote and a counterfeit. So if you have not checked that video out yet, then definitely have a look at that. I'll have the video up here somewhere that you can click on. In today's video, what I'm going to be telling you guys about is the few different ways that people might try to give you false bills. And what I share with you today are just some of the ways that this may happen to you. I'm pretty sure there are many other different ways, but these are just the ones that I am aware of. And so let's get started on this video. So one of the ways that I've noticed that you may be given false bills is if you're walking on the street and a taxi driver stops you asking you for change, or it could be that just anyone while you're walking on the street stops you and asks you for change. This happened to a roommate of mine when I was living in Miraflores. He was walking in Miraflores and a taxi driver stopped and asked him for change because his customers had given him a big bill and he didn't have any change. So my friend gave him 2 20s and a 10, and he received the 50 sol bill that the driver had. And then when he came back to the apartment, he was like, I think I got a fake note from the taxi driver that asked me for change. So when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, this is fake. How did you not know? And you know, it was unfortunate that my friend lost that money there. And I just want you guys to be careful. And this is not to say that all taxi drivers that stop you asking you for change, or people in the street asking you for change, are gonna purposely give you fake notes. It's not that. I think we've all been there where we need, you know, smaller bills or whatever, and we need someone to give us some change. It certainly happened to me that I've had, you know, a big bill, and that's all I had to pay the taxi driver with, and they didn't have change because they had just started working that afternoon or that morning or whatever, and so they needed to find someone to give them change. But obviously what they should do is they should stop at a gas station or a service station or something and ask for change there. So if someone does stop you on the street asking you for change, or it's a taxi driver, you know, pulling up asking you for change, then just be cautious. You obviously have the right to say, no, I don't have any money on me, and just go about your business. But if you do decide to give them change, then just be a little careful. Definitely use the methods that I showed you guys in my last video. Remember, you have to feel the note, you have to look, hold it up to a light source, and you have to tilt it to see if, you know, certain color changes are there. There's a big motorcycle. The next way that you may be given fake notes is if you are at a bar late at night, or like some club, discotheque, whatever you want to call it, late at night, and you're out with your friends drinking, and when it comes time to pay the bill, you give your waiter or waitress a pretty big note, and then they leave and they come back saying that the note that you gave them was fake. So in this case, what you should do is you should definitely take a picture, because today we have all of these smartphones, these gadgets. So definitely take a picture of any big bills you may have that you plan on paying with. Take a picture of that note, so you have the serial number on there, and take a picture of the note with something from the bar or restaurant in the background, so that they can know that, you know, you were here with this note and this is what you paid with. And that's one way of making sure that people don't come with you with this excuse that you gave them a fake bill. Or what you could do is also write down the serial number on like a piece of paper, or something that comes from the restaurant as well, and just say that you paid with that. I mean, that's better than nothing, right? Those are just some of the things that you can do in order to prevent that kind of situation. And the reason that happens, obviously, is because when people are out and about with their friends, they're drinking, you know, they're not at 100%. And so it's much more easy to, it's much easier to take advantage of people that are under the influence of alcohol and say that, oh no, you've given me a fake bill. You're trying to pay with fake bills here. And especially like if you're a foreigner and stuff. So just be careful with that. I mean, it definitely doesn't happen everywhere. And actually, the person who gave me this advice was an Aussie friend of mine. Once we went out, it was a group of us, and then he was like, oh, you need to write down the serial number of your note. And I was like, what? Why? And he told me, and I was like, I would have never thought of that. It's like little innocent me. But yeah, so even my little Aussie friend is more Peruvian than I am. And he was the one that gave me this tip actually, so I'm passing it down to you guys, and I hope that that helps you. Another way that people might give you fake bills is if you get paid with a lot of coins. Like if someone doesn't have like paper money and they decide to pay you with coins because you've given them a big bill, it could be that they try to slip in a few fake coins in there. Just because, you know, they just hand them to you and you might not notice the difference if you're holding all of them together. So just be a little careful with that if people decide to pay you in a lot of coins worth 5 soles or 2 soles. And I would just suggest that if you could always have smaller bills on you, like bills worth 10 and 20 soles, most of the time, then that you definitely do that, because if you have bigger bills worth 50, 100, 200, then you make it much easier for people who are thinking of taking advantage of you to give you fake money, because obviously they have to give you change, right? So they give you bills that are fake, and I would just, you know, rather pay with bills worth 10 and 20. That way they give me coins back more than anything, because I mean, it is possible that coins can be counterfeited and stuff, but it's, you know, much less devastating, I think, if someone gives you a fake 10 or 20 or 5 or 2 than a fake 50 or 100 or 200. So just always try to have small bills on you. As I told you guys in my last video, we were nominated the Counterfeit Cash Capital of the World in 2010, and counterfeiting here is quite bad now. I was talking to the hairdresser the other day where I was, because I got my hair cut, and I was asking her, you know, in order to make this video, like what her experiences had been with people trying to give her fake money and these things. And I've been hearing what she said to me as well a lot in the news, but she reinforced that counterfeits are so, like, I guess widespread around here now, that you can even find them in the ATMs, the bank ATMs. So when you do withdraw money from the bank, definitely check those bills twice, because it does happen that you withdraw money from the actual ATM and then you receive fake bills, and like hundreds sometimes. So you have to immediately go to the counter thing, the teller, and tell them that you've received fake bills and they need to give you new ones. Or you know what, maybe if you're unsure that the bills that you have received are you know, real or fake, then maybe it's just best for you to go in there anyway and double check with them so they can pass it through their little machine and just double check that for you. But it is possible now to actually get fake banknotes from bank ATMs, so that's definitely something to look out for. And I hope that this has helped you today. This was just a short video. These are just some of the ways that I could come up with where you could experience people giving you fake bills. My advice is just to always try to carry small bills with you whenever possible, and I hope that this has helped you. I apologize for any noise you may have heard, but I live in Lima and I live near the airport, kind of, sort of, and there's like all kinds of noise out here. It's like really impossible for it to be quiet where I live. So anyway, if you liked this video and you feel much more prepared for these kinds of situations happening to you, then definitely give this video a thumbs up or a like. If you want to subscribe to my channel to see any of my future videos where I do my best to give you guys tips, then you're definitely welcome to do that. I am trying to post as often as possible and to give you just these little tidbits of information that I hope can help you, because I don't want you guys coming to my country and having something bad happen to you because this kind of information wasn't available to you beforehand, and then for you to leave with a very bad image or experience of Peru. I definitely don't want you guys to go through what I went through when I got robbed in Barcelona. So, you know, if you want to subscribe, you can definitely do that. And if you want to follow me on social media, then you're more than welcome to do that. I am on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, and my Twitter. I don't think I have my Twitter thing up here, but my Twitter is Stef's Travel Tips, and I'm trying to get better about tweeting. It's like the one form of social media I still have to practice, you know, getting a hang of. And what else can I say? I keep forgetting. This video I dedicate to one of my subscribers, Chris S. I don't know how to say your last name, and I don't want to ruin it, so Chris S., you know who you are. I've been meaning to dedicate a video to you. I just wanted to quickly say I really appreciate all of your support, all of your wonderful comments. You know, you're always writing me like these paragraphs, which is fine, you know, but I really do appreciate you. I've been meaning to dedicate videos to you, but I had been in such a rush with my last videos that I kept forgetting, and so today, right now, I finally remembered. So thank you so much, Chris, for your support, and for supporting me on my 2 channels. Well, I have 3, but whatever. And yeah, thanks so much. So thank you guys to everyone else who's watching for your time. And I hope to have another video up for you soon. So take care. Bye.